That's
Oo, kasi ang CSC is overall ay tinitignan nyo yung lahat, no? Although, yun na nga, you don't regulate this, but you look at the entire government bureaucracy.
I agree.
Through a manpower.
We will commit to providing you a policy study on JOCC.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Another one is yung, ito, very passionate ako dito naman, yung senior high school graduates.
Opo.
Kasi, nung nag-shift tayo to K-12 in 2012, at nagkaroon tayo ng senior high school graduates in 2021 ba? No? 2021, no? Gobyerno ang lumabag doon sa K-12 law because hindi tayo tumatanggap ng K-12. Wala tayong service standard for K-12 graduates, no? And so tayo nagmandato sa mga kababayan natin mag K-12, kumuha ng senior high school, pero tayo mga gobyerno ang hindi kumukuha ng senior high school. So I want to get an update on itong correction na dapat natin gawin. Dahil kung tayo nagmandato sa K-12 at senior high school, dapat kumpiyansa rin tayo, confident tayo na magagaling sila. Tayo rin nang kumuha sa kanila. May I get some updates on that?
Ang latest po, because of the demand, we were monitoring yung conducted hearings and yung employability ng K-12 graduates. Na-amend na po yung qualification, education qualification standards for first level entry into the government service. It now allows graduates of junior and senior high school to be employed in to qualify. Meron na silang educational qualification for first level positions in the bureaucracy. But meron pa rin naman yung mga ibang qualifications that they can comply with, but at least the educational qualification is already there. Ni-recognize na yung pag-graduate nila ng junior and senior high school as qualifying them for first level positions in the bureaucracy.
Level position. So those who are watching our hearing.
Support,
so pwede na ho yung junior high school, which is grade 10, and then senior high school is grade 12.
Yes.
So allowed na mga agencies to get. Okay. And what are those first level positions?
There are clerical and other administrative support jobs. Meron din pong trades and crafts. And then custodial positions. Crafts, trades, custodial positions, administrative support, clerical, diba? Records, assistant support, mga ganong klase po ng trabaho sa first level.
Kailangan ba nila mag-service, civil service eligibility?
No, I don't.
Exam?
Ang first level ay meron. Sub-pro, sir. Sub-pro.
What is sub-pro?
Sub-professional and then professional.
Okay. So meaning hindi na nila kailangan mag civil service exam?
Kailangan pa rin mag sub-pro.
So ang senior high school nag-graduate, gusto magtrabaho sa gobyerno at first level positions, kailangan mag-civil service exam.
Mag-sub-pro siya. Pero ligtas na siya sa educational requirement. Dati may higher education.
Pero mahirap pumasa. Nakita ko, 14% lang ang passing rate. No? So, maraming mga side comments dito at tumatango. Let us put it on record na maraming nag-agree. Which is good. If you ask me, mas maganda na mahirap pumasa. Ibig sabihin, quality ang pumapasok kaysa maraming pumasa, baka hindi quality. But I think 14% is really,
but it has been,
maybe this is the lowest.
Tumataas na po because, I mean, in 2024, nakarating po tayo ng 17%, preceded by about 5 years of 11%. Tumaas tayo ng 2024 ng 17%, nag-14% tayo ng 2023 and 2024. 2025, nag-15% na po ulit tayo.
So mas mahirap pa maging abogado? Mas mahirap pang pumasa ng CSC kaysa maging abogado?
Marami na pong nagsabi yan sa amin kasi po I think the difference is yung type ng exam. Sa pag-abogado kasi or teacher or engineer, focused po yung discipline na pag-e-examan mo. Ito lang, yung engineering skills na nag-specialize ka. Ito po kasi aptitude.
Pero ang workaround kasi niyan is magsi-COS siya.
Yeah.
Tama?
Yes, habang...
So doon tayo doon ang nagiging butas.
Yes,
14% nga ang pumapasa, marami bumabagsak. Ang ginagawa naman, magsi-COS route naman siya. So wala, it defeats the purpose rin. Baka there's, from a policy, ang daming yes ulit. Marami nag-agree sa akin.
I know.
No, but, ang ano ko lang, baka from a policy standpoint, you have to look at the workaround kasi baka naman nag-CCOS sila dahil hindi sila pumapasa, then it defeats the purpose of the civil service eligibility.
Kasi yung fit po kasi ng kahit may eligibility ka, perong training, experience, wala ka nun. Yun kasi yung hindi nagmamatch yung qualification standards. And this is why also, kasi outdated na rin po yung qualification standards natin. Ang last review was 15 years ago. Marami na pong outdated na positions, marami nang mababa ang sweldo na positions sa IT na po tayo. Ang sweldo ng mga IT ang bababa pa. So, we have a new study, we have embarked on a study together with the UP and SIPAG to review the qualification standards across all positions. Probably we can finish this in 2 years or 3 years para ma-submit to the President and to the appropriate agencies for review para matignan po yung qualification standards natin. Kasi ano na po, masyado mas matanda pa po sa akin.
So can we so maraming policy review that you need to do. Napansin ko lang ito I think na yung mga nandito would agree na nagiging lusot lang nila is mag-COS. So it defeats the purpose. No? Bakit pa tayo mag-exam kung pwede ka naman mag-COS? No? Maybe you should look at that. Hindi ko alam anong solution Chairperson, but I'm just saying maybe you should look at the entire continuum.
Magkagadugtong
correct, yung continuum.
Magkagadugtong po yan, systems po yan. Like, we cannot talk about qualification standards and etc. without again looking at the kind of exams that we have.
Actually, I think in all
it's aptitude. It does not prepare you for government service. There's numerical, analytical, language mastery, all 30%, 35%. And general information, which is knowledge of government, is only 5%, which is very tragic for me. There are so many questions.
Ang kinakatakutan ko, pwede ang senior high school pwede na, pero hindi naman sila papasa.
Exactly.
Diba?
Pero alam ko dun sa battery ng senior high school, sir, yung kanilang curriculum, papasa yan.
Papasa sila?
Papasa yan, sir. Mas fresh pa yung kanilang utak sa general education principles.
Do you know how many positions are available for first level?
There is also the cultural thing, sir. Ang ating karamihan ng ahensya natin, ang preference pa rin graduates.
Yes, kasi supply and demand yan.
Yun ang masakit. Unless we do some affirmative action and ask and tell them, could you please hire at least these people for this?
Do you know mayroon bang how many positions are available for first level positions for senior high school? Do you have any idea? Kahit na estimate lang.
Can you submit the data?
Meron kayo, kahit estimate lang, wala kayo ngayon, para lang marinig na may available for senior high school. Just para marinig nila and they'll be encouraged to apply.
Mas marami ang second level, yung first level na data.
More or less lang, more or less. No, not
there are 83,000 unfilled first level.
First level. So that's the potential for our senior high school to apply to. All right.
I think you just opened another area for CS preferential rating. I don't know. Just to allow them to get in.
Baka pwede. Yeah. So, ang recommendation ko lang, Chairperson, is to look at the entire continuum, no? From the examination to the COS to the senior high school. Kailan dugtong-dugtong kasi siya
Isa pong stream po ito Pagpasok namin sa Civil Service Commission.
Kasi alam ko yung mga ibang agency kaya nagsi-COS kasi mahirap kumuha ng legible na pasok doon sa
sa qualification standards. At saka walang room to maneuver. It is this or this. Wala siyang equivalencies. Like say for example, if you say training for this number of hours at this area, wala bang equivalent? Something like that.
Senator JB, do you have any questions to CSC? CSC dito.
Mr. Chair, I'd just like to take advantage. I'd like to thank the Civil Service Commission for acting on what I can say is a parochial concern doon po sa amin sa San Juan Also nice to see Chairperson Marilyn Yap. Siya po ang SecGen namin. Ako'y nando sa House of Representatives. Of course, my only memorable stint in the House. First of all, I'd like to thank Civil Service Commission for the prompt action on the issue of yung San Juan employees, lalo na yung mga department heads, whose terminal leaves were withheld. No? Kakaawa man, hindi po dahil sa nag-ano po ako, pasalamat na ako that finally most of them already received their terminal leave after 6 years. Kasi 2019 po nagtapos yung kanilang mga kasabay po ng mother ko. No? Most of the a lot of the department heads were terminated or not renewed, pero matagal sa kanila nagserbisyo rin. And I would say they were victims of vindictive politics. Kasi siguro, Chairperson Yap, you would agree that terminal leave, pera po nila yon. They earned that. Di ba? Kasi po, kaya nga terminal leave, in years of service, may computation yan Naipon, no? So, iba rin, 30 years, 35 years, kaya na 20 years, and hindi ibinibigay, no? And that yun siguro maliit na bagay para sa kanila, pero for them, that's a big, malaking bagay po yun, no? Doon sa mga nag-terminal leave. So, I'd like to thank Civil Service, kasi po ito'y in-elevate po ng ARTA, referred to you by si Director General Ernesto Perez, no? Nag-file kasi po yung mga concerns on one department heads and employees because of their terminal leave that was withheld with the ARTA, but it was referred to Civil Service. Because of the prompt follow-ups, talagang tinutukan po ng Civil Service. Whoever was in charge, sino man director po yun, I just like to thank them. Kasi po, if this happens, doon po sa amin, I hope this does not happen also in other LGUs. Kasi talagang nangyayari po yan, Mr. Chair. Alam mo, buti, pag yung po may change of administration, especially kung hindi magkakampi, talagang nagkakaroon po ng gantihan, ng politika, ng vindictiveness. So, thank you very much to Civil Service kasi maaring yun, no? Terminally, pero that means a lot to these employees who observed San Juan very well for many, hindi nga years, decades. So, maraming salamat po sa inyo tungkol po dito. Yung tanong ko na po, ma'am, doon po sa, pag sinabing seso, that means may na po yun, no? May security of tenure din, nagseso. Ang nagtataka lang po ako doon sa, although natanong ko na rin po noong DOH budget hearing, most of the USECs and ASECs of Department of Health were replaced, no? Nagulat ako kasi nung humarap po ako, being the principal sponsor and author of the Universal Healthcare, marami po sa kanila nakatrabaho ko, and a lot of them were part and played an important role in the passage of this landmark legislation. Kaya lang nagulat po ako, don't know kung ano man to, you can answer kung ito ba'y nag-a-apply sa kanila or pag nasa USEC level, ASEC level ba, hindi na applicable yung sa SESO. Kasi ang worry ko lang po rito, Mr. Chair, yung pong institutional memory, no, of the agency or department. Kaya nga po may SESO Kasi po, to ensure that there is continuity, di ba? May continuity, no, na may iwan na alam po yung programa. Nagulat po ako sa DOH, ang naiwan na lang po ay si Secretary Herbosa, but most of the USECs and the ASECs were replaced. Siyempre naano ko dahil wala na yung mga dating kausap natin. So how will we implement better yung universal healthcare? Gayong wala na po yung mga may alam po sa programa, no? Sila USEC, sila nag-acting secretary pa, Dr. Rosario Vergere, Achilles Bravo, who are CSO2 mga CSO2 sila, and Dr. Kenneth Ronquillo, CSO3. Ayun lang po, ma'am. Baka nabigyan ko kayo na pero I was just surprised.
Before I ibigay ko sa CASB po, ang karamihan po kasi ng USEC at saka ASEC ay presidential appointees. I don't know the details of their separation from the service, but if it is a decision of the office of the president, hindi po natin maaano yon. However, meron namang safety net po ang ating mga career executive service officials. They are not removed from office. Meron pong pool na pinaglalagyan muna sa kanila.